Hello and welcome to a new video. Today we're gonna take a look at some battles again here for the Spring Cup. And this team was the team that I actually wanted to showcase at first for this cup, but then Mantine was still available for whatever reason. So we're gonna take a look at this team here right now, and honestly it was so great. Also, today we're gonna see basically my starting elo is actually a little bit higher already, because I did one extra set with this team, and I have to say this was the highest starting elo ever, because, like, for me at least, like, not in general, like, people were able to get some higher ones, but especially for me, who has to, or like who is changing his team every like 3 sets basically, it is kind of cool to see like such a high elo rating, just because my recent teams, also a team that you didn't really see if you don't follow me on Twitter, I posted one there for the Open Great League that worked really well. They all went super well, so definitely can recommend you this team as well. If you haven't seen the video earlier about the Como, definitely check this video out as well, because this team was absolutely amazing. But yeah, this team is also really great. This team was the one that I played after Como, and this one is the one where I got my starting elo with. Here, first battle, we're going to have some very toxic team here as well, with the Shadow Victory Bell, and in the back also, of course, a Shadow Charmer apparently. Could have went up to the Hurricane. At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. I just need to hit some weather balls in order to knock them out. They are forced to let this move go through because I have a move stored, and so we can easily win the first one. Moving on to the next opponent, another great lead for us. This team is kind of nice. We can talk a little bit about the team now as well. We're going to have here the Ludicolo that stays in for no reason at all. I don't really know why they do this, but this is going to be great for us, because like this is such a dominant matchup for us. We can even still take an Ice Beam if they would get there in time. They don't even get there in time, and so we still have a full health Ferrothorn basically, no, actually a shield from the opponent, which I can just also kind of give to the opponent as well. They're gonna go for the Scald, and I can just swap out here, but the opponent swaps out at the same time. Here for this team, Qwilfish is your say swap. There is no real reason to say swap anything else, unless of course the opponent decides to swap out into something themselves, for example like a Poliwrath or whatever say swap, then you can go into your Pelipper. But if you have to swap out, and you should swap out because it's kind of an ABB style line, you want to go into your Qwilfish. And here's the thing with Qwilfish, buffed Awkward here really comes in clutch for this Pokemon. You do quite a lot of damage, it's not really the bulkiest Pokemon ever, and as you're gonna see here already, we were able to knock out one Pokemon with it. We can still go for another buffed Awkward here, double resisted though, still going to be able to get them insanely low, and we can even farm them down, allowing us to now align ourselves. As the opponent has an Empoleon, we can easily go into our Ferrothorn and get them a little bit lower as well. We resist the fast move, it's going to be the okay, resisted Hydrocan as well. They could have went for the neutral drill pick here, but it is going to be fine for us. We can go for the Power Whip, do a ton of damage, and yeah, the next Power Whip is going to be enough to knock them out. They don't allow us to get there, but our Pelipper is still easily going to be able to win this game. One more Weather Ball is all it takes to knock them out, and so the opponent is gonna go down here. Honestly, this team was amazing. Can highly recommend you to try this one out as well if you want to play this cup. It's actually a fairly okay cup to play, kinda a positive surprise for me. Next opponent decides to be a little bit more of a toxic person there as well, with the Shadow Victory Bell again. Very surprised that we see this Pokemon so often. I decided to go directly for the bait here of the Power Whip, and this was actually working out pretty well. There's no reason for you to shield here. Either Leaf Blade, which is going to be double resisted, or Acid Spray, which is going to be single resisted, but going to do no damage anyway, are coming through here. And so we're gonna be able to get the knockout as well as a, yeah, shield advantage. The opponent swaps out into the Mawile, and they decide to forfeit. Next battle against the rest to the occasion. Honestly, I was really excited to battle him here, but sadly this game did not really work out, neither like his fault or my fault. It's the game fault, which you're gonna see here as well, sadly. The opponent, like here, Rice is going to get a great lead for them, like literally kind of walled me there. But here we're gonna see how much damage we actually do with Qwilfish against the opponent's Tentacruel, and we should be able to get another Sludge Wave off here. And you see here right now, I try to click it, we have the frame drop there. I kind of slow it down to like normal speed there as well, and I was not able to get to the move. Why did this matter so much? I would have put the opponent into range where I could just completely farm down the Tentacruel with my Ferrothorn. I would have ended up with around like 100 energy, and I would have been able to pressure whatever he has in the back, which is going to be, of course, incoming again, the Trevenant, which is a great matchup for him. And we would have been able to most likely either force a shield there or get them insanely low, and most likely forcing a shield with the Pokemon that they have in the back. And basically, I would have been in such a way better spot that I don't have to go for a bait here then. I decided to go for a bait because I was in such a bad spot because of the lag, but yeah, I wasn't able to do that. So would have been really curious on how this would have ended without the lag, sadly though. But yeah, it is what it is. Like, frame drops actually cost me quite a few games recently, especially like in those situations where like the opponent's like at a few HP or whatever and I wouldn't be able to farm down. Especially for like one turn fast with Pokemon, it is really annoying recently. I don't know, like for me, very, very laggy, but it is what it is. You're gonna see the matchup against the Weezing, and I kind of misplayed this one as well, I think, because I was, I think, a little bit low, a little bit slow here in swapping out. If you swap out fast, you can win this matchup as a Qwilfish, because you can outspeed them, you can win the CMP type, and you're going to be able to two-shot them, so you just have to swap out, basically. I think you cannot allow them to get 2 fast moves in or something. You said you were literally giving them 2 free fast moves before, and so they can now CMP tie onto our next charge move, which we had started already as well, so they can realign, which is really, really bad for us, because like this, we most likely not going to be able to win this game anymore. Unless Ferrothorn is going to be able to complete the story, whatever they have in the back, and it's going to be a Shadow Bomber Snow, and this is why we run Flash Cannon. Goodbye there, goodbye there. It's going to be a good game. The opponent decides to forfeit, and we can move on to the next one. Next opponent is going to have a Ludicolo in the lead again, and they decide to stay in. For whatever reason, I don't really understand this play here from the opponent, but it is going to be okay for us, because it is like such a dominant matchup. We just gonna go straight for another charge move here. Those power whips are coming through very, very fast, gonna get the knockout, and they're going to have a Tropius in the back, and I decide to swap out into my Qwilfish, which is totally okay. We have still the Pelipper. Pelipper is going to have super effective, as we're gonna be able to hit that Sludge Wave here. We're going to see the damage output is just very insane here from this Qwilfish. We're gonna see the Frenzy Plant gonna knock us out. But yeah, now we have the super effective Faust move of Pelipper doing some nice damage here, and it's going to be just the Tropius. And we can actually just go for the ballsy play of going for Weather Ball all the time. Eventually they have to shield. We're going to be able to just force some damage onto them if they're going to no shield, which they don't want to do here. Totally okay for me. I can overfarm by a little bit more. I can use another shield here because it's going to do the most amount of damage in terms of which Pokemon is going to like really receive damage from either Leaf Blade or the Aerial Ace. And so yeah, the opponent is low, but again, we can just go for the Weather Ball spam, and now they're going to be forced to shield this move up as well. I might even be able to reach another one. I will be able to reach another one. And so they're going to be shieldless. They have basically no health, and I still have a full health Ferrothorn in the back. And so this game is over. Like, the opponent has nowhere to go, as Ferrothorn would be able to just even farm it down if I needed to. But yeah, that's going to be it for this game. Let's move on to the next one. Roserade. Roserade in the lead is going to be pretty bad for us. Roserade is actually a cool Pokemon that I maybe want to take a look at as well. Roserade has access to Weather Ball, which is really great in this current cup, allowing you to hit Pokemon like the Ferrothorn for double super effective damage, while still having Grass Knot if you want to go for the safe play, or Leaf Storm if you just want to nuke whatever's in the bag. And so I really think that this is a great Pokemon. Here, by the way, we would see how we gonna get the opponent low here. That would be kind of the matchup that we would have with Rise to the Occasion. Of course, the player actually makes a mistake here, because they allowed me to get to another charge move, and so I can force a shield from the opponent, which is great for me, as I can now farm them down here and have a shield advantage. But yeah, I would have been able to definitely get some extra energy there against Rise, but if it would have helped, I don't know either. Next opponent, Obama Snow. You can actually argue of staying in there with the Ferrothorn and get like a shield advantage. Here we decided to swap out. It is going to be basically the one matchup that I don't want to face, which is going to be the Quagsire against us. I can decide to go for a shield here, but yeah, Quagsire would be great for both of our other Pokemon, but it's of course onto our Qwilfish. We can still go for the Awkward Tail, getting a shield here luckily. We can reach another Awkward Tail in time as well, maybe gonna get another shield. No, we're just gonna get them low. Fine for me. I'm going to let this move go through. I can get some extra energy again. Obama Snow is not the biggest issue for me, and we can at least get 2 fast moves in here with our Ferrothorn, knocking them out, getting some energy. They're gonna go back into their Obama Snow. Can we just hit them with a Flash Cannon and knock them out? We will find out shortly. They decide to go for the Icy Wind, dropping our attack. Flash Cannon is coming through. Do they decide to let this move go through? We will find out here. It is going to get shielded, and so we decided to swap out into our Pelipper. This might be a little bit of an issue though, so let's see how this is gonna work out. I can let this move go through. It's going to be just the Icy Wind, but they can reach another one in time. And so I have to hope that there is something in the back that I can deal with, and it's going to be sadly the Weezing. As we are going to be now double debuffed, this is not going to do a ton of damage, and I feel like this was a winnable game if I played a little bit different there. Of course, the Quagsire was a hard war against our Qwilfish, so it was a little bit tricky, but it is what it is. Let's move on to the next one. This is going to be an okay one for me. It is going to be the Pelipper and Elite. We can just go up to a Power Whip and just go for that one as well. This is going to do a ton of damage as soon as it connects. The opponent decides to use a shield, and so I can actually get a free fast move in here, which is amazing. I can decide to use a shield. It's going to be the Weather Ball only as they swap out into a Tentacruel. This is basically my best matchup against the Tentacruel. I could defensively swap into my other one as well, into my Qwilfish eventually if I wanted to. Or I just decided to go for more charge move damage here, which I guess is going to be great. And now I can, yeah, as said before, swap defensively into the Qwilfish, as all moves going to be resisted for both sides actually, as they're gonna go for the Acid Spray here. I'm just gonna go for the Awkward Tail, trying to get them low enough that I might be able to farm down with whatever Pokemon I want to. I can let the Scald go through, and this is actually going to knock me out because of the debuff, but now Ferrothorn is going to appreciate the extra energy, and we will see that they're going to have the Pelipper again here, which is going to not appreciate this move at all. But I have to be a little bit careful. If they're going to have something like the Lantern in the back, we're going to have a very tough time. I just hope that it's not going to be the Lantern and let this move go through. It's a Trevenant, and they know already this game is over. We can go for the Hurricane, knock them out. We can overfarm by quite a bit. But yeah, the opponent knows it and they decide to forfeit this game. Moving on, second to last game for today. Hopefully you enjoyed this one. If you did, feel free to leave a like and subscribe to this channel. I would really appreciate it if you leave a like. Really helps out those videos. But yeah, it depends, of course, on what you want to do. But let's see here. We're going to see the matchup against the Weezing. Again, you can win this easily in the 2-shield scenario if the opponent is not getting extra energy prior already. Like 2 fast moves, I think, is what they need to flip it in the 2 shields. But here we'll see also the Empoleon coming in. And as you're going to see here as well, the Qwilfish actually is going to 2-shot him now or whatever. I can still go for another Awkward here. This is forcing a shield from the opponent if they're going to, yeah, want to realign, and that's going to be great for me. I can let this move go through. It's basically the best possible scenario for me, I think. And now they're still going to be able to farm me down, which is not really ideal. But we can go back into our Ferrothorn. I know that I can keep my shields for my Pelipper, as Pelipper is going to be a little bit more valuable, as I can go for the full farm, and I'm going to let this move go through as well. I still have 2 shields, I just have to hope that they don't have a Lantern in the back. It is going to be the Weezing that's coming back in here. We have a little bit of lag there. I hope it was a CMP tie. Let's see if it was. It was a CMP tie, which is gonna be great. But it's still not over. This game is definitely not over yet. Maybe I should have went for the bait instead. Would have been maybe a little bit better in hindsight, but here I decided to use a shield. It's going to be just the Brutal Swing. We have to hope there's something in the back that we can deal with. It's going to be the Lostheart in, so Hurricane is going to one-shot. This is going to be a good game, and we can move on into the final one for today. Final one here, we're going to have the Quagsire against us in the lead. Great lead. Actually a little bit more tricky in the 2-shield scenario, but still definitely a favorable lead for us. I don't really want to complain too much about this. But we're gonna see here them going for the Mud Bomb. Going to be okay for us, as we can retaliate with a double super effective charge move here as well from us, which is going to get shielded. We will see as well that the opponent gonna go for another charge move, this Stone Edge, and I can retaliate with another Power Whip. So we're gonna get 2 shields from the opponent, but as you can see here, they can basically force a shield from me as well if they're gonna go for a Mud Bomb, and I decide to go for a shield here as well, just in case they're going to have something like a Lantern in the back. It is kind of valuable to still have the Ferrothorn around. But again, actually, if you have a shield advantage, I think you can actually win with your Qwilfish against the Lantern. Let's see what they have in the back. They're going to have they actually have a Lantern here. That's kind of nice. And so we can go for the big charge move here, the big Sludge Wave coming through, doing a ton of damage against them. I can still reach another charge move here, and it's going to be another Sludge Wave against the opponent. They did not really expect this, and so they're gonna go down. And it's just a poor Wigglytuff against both the Pelipper and also the Ferrothorn. We still have a shield advantage as well. Not for long, but it is definitely going to be enough to win this game. And yeah, this team was amazing. Would recommend you to try it out if you want to have a solid team for the current Spring Cup. And also let me know in the comment section, are you playing right now the Ultra League or the Spring Cup? Here we will see my starting elo being 2350. I usually started like 2100 something. That's really great for me. And so this is going to be it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, feel free to leave a like, and I'll see you then. Bye bye.